Look at all you people. Look at all you people coming back to this channel. I freaking love y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Curtain Wrestling Podcast, our All Elite Wrestling Dynamite recap show. As always, every week, you've got your host right here, the phenomenal K-Dog. You've also got the man, the myth, the legend joining me on the other side of the ring weekly is your man, your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, James Beatley. Sir, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Doing good, my friend. Back here again for another episode, and I can't complain. It was a good show. I'm ready to dive deep into the content.
Ready to dive deep, are you, boy? Anyways, tonight, in case you haven't seen social media, in case you haven't heard, something big happened tonight. Happened big tonight, October the 7th, 2020. The vice presidential debate. Anyways, there was also this thing going on called the 30 Years of Jericho. So naturally, your boy had to rock the little bit of the bubbly shirt to help commemorate Le Champion, the GOAT, on his 30 years in professional wrestling, and is still as big as ever. What a guy! What a legend we've been graced with. So let's get it started. We get straight into Dynamite. It had a few title matches on this show. First of which took place at the very beginning of the show. Will Hobbs, Will Hobbs, versus Brian Cage for the FTW World Championship. I guess that is a worldly recognized championship, part of Team Taz. And this was a pretty physical, intense matchup. Two big dudes just going after each other. And man, oh man, these were like two bowls in a china shop, man. These boys were laying some shots, big spots here, man. I thought it was a really good match for the guys of this side. And I'm not saying that as a negative way. Usually, guys with those big muscular dudes sometimes can just awkwardly contrast styles. Will Hobbs, one of his best, if not his biggest match to date, be on national television in front of millions of people fighting for a championship, and did an awesome job. I thought really getting behind this guy. Need a little bit more of a character development, but hey, I'm like what I'm seeing as far as the in-ring product. This guy's got brute strength. He's agile. He's athletic, and show tonight why he deserved to be not only in a prominent role in the storylines right now, but that he deserves to be on national television. So kudos to Will Hobbs. He did come up short, though. Brian Cage did win and retain the FTW championship. And break down this match for me real quick before we go off the next few segments here.
Yeah, and I thought Cage versus Will Hobbs. I think I don't know. That's the one thing that AEW has done very well at every single week. It seems like for the past year, is giving you a reason to stick for the show. A good match to start the show. And I personally was pulling for Will Hobbs. I think he is a super good talent. Unfortunately, he took the L tonight. But we'll see what happens. I love Will Hobbs' character. I think that he can be a good new young talent that AEW can push in the future. And I also like Brian Cage. I mean, who doesn't love the man? He did a backflip today, I believe, which someone of his size, I know his physique, he's not like super big, Keith Lee type build, but he is a big man, and regardless, it is crazy that he is actually able to do the move set that he's able to do. And so kudos to both men. Thought it was a good way to start the show and to get everybody hooked and to stay into the match.
Absolutely. Like I said, with the whole backflip thing, I mean, Just like I said, a really good match between two big guys. So I was happy to see that. You don't see that very often, I think, in the this day and age. So it's good to see that. Good way to start off Dynamite. We get the Lance Archer promo detailing his match next week on the anniversary show against John Moxley for the AEW World Championship. That promises to be a very good match. I would feel like very physical, intense match. From there, we get the Hybrid 2 and Helico and Jack Evans versus FTR with Tully Blanchard. The 20 minutes brush of greatness, I believe that's what it's called, and it was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR came out on top, and this match was a little funky. Funky is a good word for it. Jack Evans kind of got banged up in this match, had a gnarly spot that I think was going for like a Phoenix Splash or something like that, and like his foot basically kicked Dax Harwood in the face. That was interesting. Um, Young Bucks appeared backstage and Supercat the cameraman. Another fine, another Wednesday, another fine for the Young Bucks. Um, uh, that's what like 4 or 5 weeks in a row they've had to pay what $5,000, $10,000, something like that. I understand you guys are rich, and I'm glad you guys are showcasing the money, but fellas, you can't keep depending on the fans to buy your T-shirts now. So I mean, you got to calm down with the fines. Um, After the match, best friends came into the ring and cut a promo on FTR saying that they passed Tony Khan and they're the number one contenders for the tag team titles, and they're invoking their title match next week on the anniversary show. So we've got two big matches already signed for next week with the world title, Moxley and Archer, and now the tag team championship between Best Friends and FTR, and that should be a very good match too. So those few segments that I just threw at you, man, kind of break down what you thought of them, if they thought it was good or not.
Yeah, I think the best part of this middle part of the show um, was um, was that tag match. I thought, yeah, you said it's funky. I kind of enjoyed it. It was better than. It's weird because we haven't seen TH2 for some time and like a big match, and I admittedly I'm not that big of a fan of theirs, but they did pretty good tonight. And as always, FTR is great in the ring. And then the whole backstage thing with the Young Bucks, I don't know. I don't get where it's getting to. And I mean, obviously they're going to. I think eventually it'll get to them fighting FTR for the belts. But what does them super kicking everybody backstage have to do with anything? I just wish they would give us a little bit more clarity on like the purpose behind it. Like it just seems like super random, and that might be its purpose, just to be some random spot to put the Young Bucks in for now. And then I need that wiener shirt that the best friends wore. That was great. One, because it's a silent but or a subtle but not so subtle dig at the costumes that Vince McMahon wanted FTR to wear in WWE in a small little way. And two, because who doesn't want a T-shirt of Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood dressed up in a wiener costume? Like, I mean, that's just a great T-shirt. I love it. And then it plays into their backyard comedy indie wrestler thing. And it's great. I'm actually excited for the match, the title match, this upcoming week on Dynamite, because if the best friend wins, that's some big points for me in my fantasy league, and I need to recover because there's a match that we'll talk about tonight that's going to give me a lot of negative points. So we'll get to that match, but otherwise, yeah, the middle of the show is really good, and let's move on. I guess we can get kind of towards the end of this show then.
I don't want to say you're the only person that's going to think of that, but with the wiener shirt idea, I feel like you might be one of the few people that would rock that. I would rock it just because it has AEW titles on them and it looks cool, but I don't like wearing wieners. I don't know. There's something about that just throws me off. Wearing a wiener. Anyways, throughout the night, man, there were so many people that gave Jericho the props and the congratulations for the 30 years. I mean, Shaq, Lars Ulrich, you saw, um, geez, so many people. Of course, MJF did his little promo thing there as well. Gene Simmons had his own thing. Well, I don't. Dennis Miller. I mean, so many people that Don Callis, Hiroshi Tanahashi. They showed a couple different people from New Japan Pro Wrestling and even acknowledged that. So that news of that New Japan Pro Wrestling president that either resigned or got fired, maybe it could be the gap that needs to be bridged between AEW and New Japan working together. I think fans want it. I think it needs to happen. I think that it would open up so many eyes to not only New Japan, but also would draw eyes on AEW. I think that a lot of people would just really love that collaboration together, even if it's a one-time thing a year. And we get a collab between NJPW and AEW. I think it'd be really cool. But just so many people giving thanks to him, it just truly shows the outreach that Jericho has in the world, not just for professional wrestling, but also for entertainment purposes around the world. The guy truly is a goat and a legend in the entertainment industry, the pro wrestling industry. So it's really cool to see throughout the night that happening. We finally get to the dog collar match for the AEW TNT Championship. Brody Lee, Mr. Brody Lee versus Cody. So I think we all knew this was going to be a pretty violent match. Blood was galore here. Tables were broken. Dog collars were messed up and hit upon people and chained up and all that crazy stuff. Arn Anderson did a double leg spine buster, then got hit. Man, this match had just about everything. In the end, Cody was victorious and is now a two-time TNT champion. If you know the reference to the two-time, hit me up in the comment section. You may get a prize in like a 24-hour span. So this is a tough pill to swallow, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. As a lifelong, no, not a lifelong. That's too harsh. As an AEW lifelong hater of Cody, while I don't get the reasoning for him winning the belt right now, do not cause a ruckus that he booked himself to win the title. Because he didn't. He didn't. Tony Khan is basically the Vince McMahon of the company. He makes the decisions. He makes the creative ideas. Does he get input from people? Absolutely. Kenny Omega has his input over the women's division. So does Brandy. Young Bucks for the tag team division. Hangman and, well, not really Hangman, Cody and other people, I'm sure, have their input on the main card, the mid card, whatever. But ultimately, Tony Khan makes the decisions. Tony Khan made the decision tonight for Mr. Brody Lee to lose the title to Cody. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think it's ridiculous that he comes back and wins the title that quickly after filming a show. He changes his character, and 2 weeks later, bam, he's a champion again. I'm not mad that he won on Dynamite. You know, I'm such a hater of giving away title wins on free television. Every now and then, if it's due and it's going to create eyes and buzz, sure. However, this is a TV championship, basically. It's going to be defended on TV. Honestly, it doesn't make much sense for me for this title to be defended on pay-per-views because pay-per-views aren't on TNT. So it's a cliche way to get a title match happening almost every week and to give away a title match and potentially see title changes on a show. It's kind of smartly done. However, the timing of it, I don't agree with. I just don't understand that the guy gets his ass kicked, goes away. Obviously, he films a TV show, and I like the fact that I think Cody was the one who brought it up. That I want to go film a TV show. Maybe Brody Lee did, but I like the fact that they're not afraid to break that fourth wall, to say, yeah, I did go film a TV show while I was resting up. Whatever. I like the fact that they're real They're okay with opening up. I just feel like we get a character change from the guy. He's more vicious or whatever. Changes his hair back to his natural color. He's wearing black, and then in 2 weeks beats the guy that beat him up that quickly. I don't know. I just don't like the timing. I just don't like the timing. It was a good match. It really was. It was an old school, and that's one thing I really do enjoy about Cody is that he's got that old school mentality in his blood, thanks to Dusty and Dustin. The '80s style, the dog collar matches. Great. Hammer Valentine was in the crowd tonight. He was the first participant in the dog collar match against Roddy Piper. Um, Obviously, Roddy wouldn't be in the crowd because. Anyways, um, so anyways, I we're about to get kicked off YouTube. I'm sorry, Jesus Lord, I'm sorry. Yeah, please, sorry, I'm rambling here, but I just don't like the timing. I just don't like the timing. I don't really know how else to put it. I just don't like the timing. Good match. I just don't like the timing. Then Cody does a promo at the end, and he does his little John Cena type thing, crying, catering to the fans. All of a sudden, he went from the dark Cody to I love you. Then Orange Cassidy shows up, and they're gonna have a TNT Championship match next week on Dynamite on the anniversary show. All right, I'm done rambling. I'm gonna let you have your say onto this. So go ahead, sir.
I don't like this. I don't like this match at all. One, because it makes absolutely no sense to have Cody change his hair and act like he's turning heel, then win the belt and act like a total pussy on national television and almost start crying. I almost started laughing when that happened. But two, because I'm going to lose a lot of fucking fantasy points. Who keeps missing?
Turn your phone off!
I'm going to lose a lot of fantasy points in this match because I had Brody Lee and well, he lost, and so now I'm going to get a bunch of points. And I was fourth. I was fourth place in fantasy, and now I'm going to be like last because of this match. I don't know. I don't like the timing. I don't like the result. I don't like any of it. It's kind of dumb. It's kind of stupid. And I hope one Cody next week because do we really need Cody as the U.S. champion? Or I'm sorry, U.S. champion, the TNT champion. It's basically the U.S. champion. Sorry, I'm thinking of John Cena. It's John Cena's U.S. Open Challenge. It's basically that's what Cody treats it as, and it's kind of dumb. And I get it's a TV title, and it should be defended, but see, that's what happens when you book yourself into a box where you can't compete for the world title. You're just going to take the only other title on your card and hog up all the spotlight. I don't know. I like Cody and all of that, and I get he's trying to use this to push over new talent and all of whatever, all that crap that he does. I just don't like it. I think Brody Lee was a great TNT champion, and yeah, join the Dark Order.
Listen. Stop that garbage. Stop that garbage. Have you gone to their website? Have you actually participated? Are you a loser? Well, you're a Gamecock fan, so you know everything about losing. I'm a Washington football team fan, so I know about losing too. Which, by the way, guys, as we're doing a quick pause for the cause, do you guys like football? If you do, I have a podcast based on the NFL. It's a pretty ridiculous podcast. It's just getting off the ground. It is the Fight On podcast, and you can follow us on Twitter at FOPod2020, where we talk about the biggest things that take place in the NFL. You get to hear my bitching, complaining, and rambling of the previous week's loss for the Washington football team, which is going to be a big theme happening in 2020. So yeah, be tuned to that. Usually we have episodes up on Wednesdays. That's now going to change to Fridays because obviously in this 2020 season, anything can be unpredictable. And so we go from 1 week of predicting games, and one of those games gets canceled because of COVID. So get a bit closer to game day might be a little bit easier to do that. So, anyways, follow us on Twitter at FOPod2020. You can listen to our podcast via audio only at Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite podcast listening platforms. Follow us on there. Join us as always. You need to get a sign that says join us for the join the Fight On Nation. I don't know. Anyways, back to wrestling. Kenny Omega then has a promo previewing the 8-man tournament to crown a new number one contender for the AEW World Championship. This, I would imagine, would lead us to Full Gear. Kenny Omega is in this tournament. Hangman Page, Wardlow, I believe Colt Cabana's in this. I don't even know the other 4 that are in it. Anyway, so Omega has a pretty scathing promo. Where he basically is kind of being a dick, saying, turn your phone off! Where he basically is... he's basically trashing on anybody and everybody, saying, like, I don't care who fights me, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Colt Cabana, I'll fight James, I'll fight me, I'll fight... he said, I'll fight whoever they throw at me. I'll fight a singles specialist. I'll fight a tag team specialist like Heyman Page. I'll fight a cowboy. I'll fight anybody. And so he's kind of setting the seeds that I'm sure we'll get. Listen, we're probably going to do a tag team tournament preview of that. I don't know if we will. We'll see. The last time we did that was for the TNT Championship thing, and it was so obvious that none of us picked it that it should have been Archer and Cody in the finals. And we're like, no, they're unpredictable. They wouldn't do that. And they did it. So I think we all know where this is going. It's probably going to be the finals between Kenny and Hangman. So there's going to be no preview show because that is preview. It's going to be Hangman versus Omega. Hangman versus Omega in the finals somehow, somewhere. Anyways, so yeah, that was a pretty cool promo to see that. The Cleaner's starting to really make his presence known and to hear Big Swole versus Serena Deeb. The only women's match, the only women's thing on the show. Get more women involved in the show. Kenny, stop stealing the damn spotlight from these people. Cody, stop stealing the spotlight from these people. Get a damn second show and dedicate it to the women or make room on the damn show. Not this hard. You got Britt Baker. She's healthy. Get her on the show. Big Swole, Nyla Rose, Serena Deeb, Anna Jay, Skylar Moore, Tay Conti, Hikaru Shida, Ivelisse, Diamante. Why are we not? Why? 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 If one single person can answer me why the women are not being featured on Dynamite more, I don't know what I'm going to do. I had something stuck in my mouth. I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't you dare tell me it's because the women's division is no good. How is the women's division no good when you can't even get them on the show? They can't get better if they're not featured. Duh. Come on, bro. Tony Khan, do something, bro. I'm turning to Vince Russo, and I don't want to do that. But damn, son. This is every week we're complaining about this on this show. Give me more women's segments on the show. Promos, battles, brawls, matches. Give me something. I don't have to keep resoluting to dark every week to get 2 women's matches on the card. Come on, man. That's so frustrating. Big Swole wins. Serena Deeb impressed. We get to the main event. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Chaos Project, Luther and Serpentico. This match went on a little bit longer than it probably should have been. Didn't care for it. I don't really understand the aspect of having a heel team versus a heel team. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Jericho and Hager win. Jericho starts cutting a promo. MJF interrupts him. Hires Lake Clown. I forgot his first name. Cletus Lake Clown or something like that. And had a present. Jericho opened a present. And it was a framed picture of MJF. Jericho then breaks the framed picture over the clown's head and delivers one of the more ruthless Judas effects I've ever seen in my life. Pretty sure the clown's dead. We need to go check on that clown ASAP. Y'all ever seen the movie Billy Madison? There was a clown at one of his birthday parties. The clown was on stilts. Somebody knocked over the clown and it started bleeding out of his mouth. Pretty sure it died. Without the stilts, picture that clown falling like a timber, and that's exactly what happened to this dude. He was a short little guy, my size, maybe 5'8", 5'9". Dude got wrecked. Dude's dead. Ain't no more clown. Dripper the clown needs to go find him and like resurrect him or something like that because yeah, clowns don't have a very good record in wrestling. Uh, they think we get a tease of them getting ready to fight, and then they joke. The whole roster comes out. We celebrate by having a running credit at the very end of the show of literally every position that happens backstage, and Chris Jericho is literally everything because he is the champion. He is the GOAT, so of course he is. That we ends Dynamite. That's how we end it. Once again, I'm rambling a lot. Sorry. Give me your thoughts on the rest of the show.
Well, let's back up to the women's division. Let me start there real quick. I agree. We argue on this. We debate this. It's not much of a debate. We just tell it as it is, as Mike Pence told Kamala tonight. You have a right to your opinion, but you don't have the right to your own facts. Tony Khan, we need more women on the show. Like, I don't care if we got to go back to like Nitro Girls. Dude, put them on the show.
Bro, I got it. Dynamite Girls. Perfect ring to it. Sex sells, my friend. It's ridiculous. Go get the Jaguars cheerleaders and bring them on over and just call them the Dynamite Girls. Do something, man. Come on. Don't do that. That's sexualizing women. That's very wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, but seriously though, you got to showcase your women's division. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I feel like you have a bunch of talent. Like, I don't even care if Brandy versus Allie is on the card every single week. Like, just give us more women. Let us see the roster that you have built. Or, like you said, put another show on there. I don't care if you have to put it on YouTube TV or on YouTube, not YouTube TV, YouTube, a women's only show. Give us more content, build more storylines. We're almost a month or less than a month away from the pay-per-view. We still don't know who Hikaru Shida is fighting for the women's title. We need some sort of revelation in this division. That's the one thing AEW lacks on is the women's division. Not to mention that the only match on the card tonight was not that great of a match in the first place. So, I don't know. You have Nyla, and then like you build Nyla as like her and Vicky are going to wreck the whole division, and then we haven't seen her but like twice since that promo. Britt versus Swole happened at All Out, and we haven't seen Britt really do anything since then. Obviously, Statlander's out, so we're not going to see her. Shanna is overseas still, as far as I understand, so we can't see her. So there are still some limitations in the division, but you have enough women, I believe, to run the division. And then you can use the people from Dark. Skylar Moore, Red Velvet, Rache Chanel, Ivelisse Diamante. They have a lot of women that they can use. And then I'm sure if you need to do one-off matches, there are hundreds of independent wrestlers that are looking for work and would love to do one or two shows for you. I don't know, just give us some women, not because sex sells, but because they're talented. And I think this is a very talented division, and they're just not being used. And it's quite disappointing because I keep preaching that this division has the potential to be one of the best in the world, are just not getting it's not getting noticed because you get a 3-minute or 4-minute match right before the main event on the card. And then speaking of the main event, yeah, I don't get it. It made no sense. I think what was more entertaining during that main event was the verbal brawl between the Amazon employee and our host over here, because I had to watch that whole Luther versus Jericho match with the sound off as he's trying to get some headphones. Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation. And then MJF comes out. So I believe the significance to Luther fighting Jericho was that 30 years ago, Luther and Jericho kind of feuded in Stampede Wrestling in Canada. And, the fact that they're both wrestling still. And it's just kind of bringing it back to the history of Jericho, where he began, and all of that mess. But it wasn't that great of a match. MJF, that was kind of a weird thing. And I believe we saw in real time what it would have looked like from the turnbuckle of Owen Hart falling from the ceiling when Chris Jericho delivered that nasty Judas effect on Clown de la Clown. But yeah, totally. I don't know. The end of the card was not as good as I believe the middle of the card was. But hey, happy 30 years to Chris Jericho. He is still the GOAT. He is the champion. And I think he could do it for another 5 years, maybe. Obviously, he's not working as hard as he was when he was with WWE. And he, if COVID wasn't going on, who knows? He might have had a break at the end of the year, because that's usually when he does his tour anyway for Fozzy. But I think Jericho has the gas to do it a little bit longer. Who knows what happens with that? I think overall it was a solid match, or solid card. And then my favorite part of the ending there was JR emphatically wishing for his 1-2 Oklahoma Sooners to beat Texas, which, I mean, if you can't beat Iowa State, can you really beat Texas? I don't know, JR. You gotta put some passion into that team right there. But Boomer Sooner and Chris Jericho was the producer, the editor, the pyrotechnician, the carpenter, and the man behind catering tonight. So, I mean, the man can do anything. He is the GOAT. And yeah, we'll let our host talk for a little bit.
All right, first of all, Amazon. With all due respect, General, fuck you. Listen, I just want my damn headphones, all right? I ordered these things on Thursday, got Prime. I'm a Prime member, should have been here Saturday. It's been delayed in transit since Saturday. I've been talking like 5 different people, getting 4 different things. It'd be here Monday, be here Tuesday, be here Wednesday. Oh, wait till tomorrow 5, and then we can give you a refund or send you a new one. Bro, just give me my damn headphones. What's so difficult about this? Like, and the man over there can vouch for this. I never once yelled and screamed at him. I never once cussed at him. I emphatically stated that I was frustrated and that I think it's ridiculous that I've been told 4 different things. They have recorded lines. They can simply listen to them if they wanted to and see that I'm not making it up. And just give me a refund or give me a new pair of headphones. And it was the same old, I can understand. I'm sorry. But, no real help for that. I just got to wait another day until 5 o'clock. Now, if they ain't there, Amazon, promise you, oh boy, you ain't going to like that phone call. Anyways, Yes. This guy Jericho can literally do it all. Just do it all. I wonder if he showed up to the Texas Oklahoma game and Oklahoma wins like Jericho wants. Maybe we'll see. Um, yeah, Luther and Jericho fought in 1992, I believe, or 1991. I don't know if it was for St. Peter Wrestling or another. I think it was another company in Canada. But either way, interesting to note that those two gentlemen wrestled back in the 90s, and here they are in 2000 and the 2020s, wrestling again. Pretty cool to see that. Yeah, it should be an interesting show next week, the anniversary edition of AEW Dynamite. Like I said, I got a couple title matches. We've got the tag team titles between FTR and Best Friends, the TNT Championship between Cody and Orange Cassidy, Moxley versus Lance Archer for the AEW World Championship. Going to be a fun show next weekend. This has been a fun show. It's been a fun show. Dynamite was good tonight. Before we kind of wrap everything up, what do you give AEW tonight? Two thumb system, my friend. I'm going just a thumb up. Just a thumb up. That's probably my lowest rating I've ever given AEW with the thumb system. It's just a thumb up. And it was not a bad show. Just not a whole lot going on, and y'all pissed me off enough with the women's division that I'm letting loose. So I got a one thumb up. What about you?
Yeah, I'll go with thumb as well. It's not that it was a bad show per se. Just wasn't great. So yeah, and that women's division kind of pisses me off as well.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know about you, but I ran a poll on Twitter, the old Twitter machine, the Twitter ski, Twitter Nation, BTC Nation. We threw it out there. What did y'all enjoy more tonight? Did you enjoy AEW Dynamite more? Or did you enjoy NXT more? Did you enjoy both? Did you enjoy neither? All four choices were up there. 63%, a resounding 63%, said they enjoyed AEW Dynamite more tonight. 26% said they enjoyed NXT more. 11% of you said you enjoyed both, and 0% voted for that they enjoyed neither, which is always good. Glad you guys participated in the poll. Appreciate your support and for doing that. And I'm glad you guys at least enjoyed something or enjoyed both, and that both products were able to, or at least one product was able to entertain you guys tonight and keep you guys sane. I don't know about you guys. I do have my political viewpoints, but I'm sick and tired of political season, election season. Boy, it just gets so frustrating. We've had a pretty crappy 2020 as is, so putting politics into it more just makes my head want to blow. So whether it be sports or wrestling or something else to get my mind off of that and onto something a little more uplifting, I like it. Speaking of sports, our boys, Atlanta Braves, up 2-0 as of this recording in the NLDS. Got one more to advance to the NLCS. Let's not blow it, please. Please, God, don't blow it. Please don't do that to me. Listen, Braves fans have been through enough. Atlanta sports fans have been through enough. Thankfully, I'm only an Atlanta fan of the Braves. I'm not a fan of anything else in Atlanta. Thank God. I might be placed on a watch for something bad to happen. But anyways, hopefully our boys can do it again tomorrow, which would be today, Thursday, October 9th or 8th, and win the series. But anyways, yeah. Did you run a poll? And if not, well, then just go ahead and throw up your social media. Why not? We're already here at the end of the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of slacking recently with the tweeting, but you can follow my Twitter at TheBPodcast. I am coming up with a new series that I want to run. Just coming up with some ideas for the show, but go ahead and follow it there. And then you can join, or you can buy my merch at prowrestlingtees.com/TheBPodcast. And if you're interested, not saying you have to, but and you like the Buffalo Bills, my second persona, Mr. Buffalo James.
Buffalo James.
I have a football Buffalo Bills inspired podcast. I go over each game and my predictions and just random venting sessions about how the media treats the Buffalo Bills and how they think that we're not that good and Josh Allen is a mediocre quarterback. And yeah, but anyway, the Buffalo James podcast, you can listen to that on everywhere podcasts can be found. We're 4-0, but the media still treats us like we're 0-4. So go Bills, circle the wagons, and yeah, but you can follow my wrestling podcast at the B Podcast. More content coming soon soon as I can decide what I want to talk about. I don't know when that'll be. I'm mostly found here, but you can follow me on Twitter at the B Podcast.
Vent? You're 4-0. Ain't nothing to vent about. I'm 1-3 and Bent's our starting quarterback. We got plenty to vent about. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, definitely go follow the man over there on his social media accounts. Definitely listen to his shows. Give that man some support over there. He needs it. For us, you can always follow us here on the Twitter at BTCPod18. You can follow us on Facebook at Beyond the Curtain Podcast. You can also follow us on your favorite podcast listening platforms, where I usually try to throw out an episode every other week or so. For the audio-only listeners, you can follow us, of course, on your favorite podcast listening devices: Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, all that good stuff. Also, you guys are watching us currently on the Beyond the Curtain Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. So please hit the subscribe button. It's right down there, right down yonder. Let that ring bell happen. So definitely follow us there. Subscribe to the channel. Press the notification bell so you know each and every time a new video gets uploaded. Put a comment into there. What did you guys like about Dynamite? What didn't you like? What did you like NXT more? Do we suck? Are we great? Need some feedback. It's crucial. Like the videos. Come on, y'all. Get that subscribe button up. Like the video. Get all the numbers up. Share the video with your friends and family of saying, hey, guys, it's the worst podcast I've ever heard. Or, hey, this guy's on half page. You take a listen to him. He's pretty nice. So is the man over there. You guys on the other side of the screen. We also have a Pro Wrestling Tees store as well. ProWrestlingTees.com/Beyond the Curtain Wrestling Podcast. Still the 2 designs up there just because we need those merchandise sale numbers to go up before I upload anything new, because if I'm going to upload something new and you guys haven't even bought the original, why would I do that? What the man over there forgot to mention, this is why I'm a good friend and a great host. There's a fall sale going on right now. Please upload the banner right there. Fall sale going on right now at ProWrestlingTees.com. 20% off. Promo code FALL. FALL, like fall brawl, like you fall, the season fall. FALL. Use the promo code FALL. You get 20% off your order. It started October the 7th, so the day of this recording at 1 p.m. Eastern. This runs until October the 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you guys have a few days left to get on top of that. Go get you a t-shirt. Any t-shirt, 20% off. I'm talking about AEW tees, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Wrestling. You got indie wrestlers on there. AEW stuff is on there. Our stuff is on there. So just go out and check a shirt. Go get it for you. Go get a shirt. Support your favorite people. Go do it. 20% off. Use promo code FALL. For that, ladies and gentlemen, all this rambling going on, all this hysteria and crappiness going on, of all that happened to take place, we want to send our heartfelt condolences to Eddie Van Halen, man. Passed away yesterday. Great rock legend, slash main appearance on the 30-year. And that was awesome to see. Kudos to that. Kudos to AEW for getting everybody that did their videos for Jericho. It's awesome to see that. Congrats, Jericho, to 30 years in the pro wrestling industry. Hope we can get a hold of you for a couple more years and let you entertain us as fans for a couple more years to come before you finally hang them up. With that being said, for my co-host James Beatley over there, for myself, Phenomenal K-Dog, I appreciate you guys for tuning in this week to Beyond the Curtain Wrestling Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Hope you guys are staying safe. Please be healthy. Do your part. I know a big hurricane's coming up through the Gulf parts of the country in the U.S., so be safe for that. Hopefully the rain kind of holds up here in North Kakalaki because we got a race Sunday that our buddies are going to around her. So that'd be nice to see. But anyways, take care, guys. We'll see you guys next week.